love him. This next guy is so funny, one of my favorite people in New York. Huge round of applause for Jake Head, everybody!
How about that? How about that? Follow someone way more famous than me. I need to get me some TV credits so I can be allowed up here in your minds. Thank you, though. I had this recently. I just had the honor of throwing out a first pitch in my hometown minor league baseball stadium, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And, no shrimp, crustacean nation, thank you. But I got to do that, because I'm from there. But everyone keeps asking me. They go, "Oh, Jake, how'd you get that?" And honestly, the answer to anything minor league baseball is I just asked. I just asked them, and they were like, "Yeah, of course, come on down." Like, if you ever go to a Brooklyn Cyclones game, just be like, "Is anyone throwing out the pit?" They might let you throw it out. Just ask. But so same thing. They brought me up thinking that name recognition was enough. Like no credits or context. They just go, "And now throwing out the first pitch, Jake Head, just a guy." So I just took the mound to complete indifference. I could see people trying to figure out why I was doing it, and I could see in their heads going like, "I think he's sick. I think he's a sick guy." Yeah, he's got the body type. I think he's a sick guy. Let's clap. Let's do clap. I wish I could have done that here. These people think I'm sick. Here's a hyper-specific thing. I was on the G-Train recently, and this guy was drunk as hell, and he was stumbling around, and he was going uptown, and he goes, "What stop is this? What stop is this?" And, it says the stops, but he's going, "What stop is this?" And someone eventually exasperatedly was like, "Nassau," and then he went, "No, you're an asshole." That's just comedic journalism. I didn't do any of that, and I wasn't like. And then I said nothing. I just laughed. And now I'm reporting it to you. New York, what a city. It's pretty great. I was having a conversation with my mom recently. Like I live off the M train, and why do I keep telling you what train it's? Who cares? Who's like, which train? Which train was it? No one's doing that. But I was talking to my mom on the phone, and I don't know any other way to put this. I'm talking to my mom, and then I realized somebody had shit on the train. That happens. It's happened to all of us. New York's a nightmare. And I'm talking to my mom, and I say, "Mom, I think I have to call you back. I think somebody shit on this train." And then what my sweet Southern mother said to that was, she goes, "Oh, that should be illegal." Bless her heart, she said "should be," folks. Like she thinks it's not already illegal to shit on the train. That's the reputation we have. My mom thinks New York City is a lawless nightmare where you're allowed to shit on the trains, and it's just rude and not a crime. She thinks it's like, "Oh, that's so uncouth. Why would you shit during rush hour? Come on." That's all she thinks it is. But I think you can tell everything you need to know about New York City, like as a place, by what they do remind you is illegal to do when you ride public transit. New York draws a very interesting line, and it's on a bus. If you're ever on a New York City bus, a reminder comes on just every 3 to 5 minutes. A reminder comes on, just a reminder that it's illegal to fight the bus driver. Yeah, right? That's the line in the sand New York draws. They're just like, "All right, listen, you can shit wherever you want. Just don't fight our bus drivers, okay? I feel like we're being reasonable, all right?" It's insane. The first time you hear it, you're on the bus and you're kind of like, "Wait, who was going to fight the bus driver?" And then you take a good look at the bus and you're like, "Oh yeah, there's some contenders in here. You know what? Yeah, that guy's probably got a title shot in him. And she's got a chance." It's crazy. And it's such a weird announcement because it's very specific. It's only about the bus driver. It's only about what they want to tell you. It could very easily be a reminder to not assault anyone. Right. But it's extremely not that. It's just a reminder the bus driver is protected under New York state law. Assaulting the bus driver is a felony. Just the bus driver, though. Like, the MTA's tone is very clear. They're just like, "Listen, you're on the bus. You're going to need to fight. We get that. That's fine, okay? Some of y'all use this to fight. That's okay. Did you pay your fare? Fight your man. That's fine. That's what we say here." Did your card make a noise? All right, you can fight whoever you like. That's their stance. It's crazy. They're just like, this guy, okay, you can fight whoever you want. Just don't fight him. He's got to drive the Coliseum, okay? Come on. Who's going to drive if you fight him? All right, this guy's a felony, all right? We've made this man a felony. Everyone else, misdemeanor. They're just a misdemeanor, okay? They're like trying to reason with you. It's insane. And I hear this announcement every day of my life. I hear that I'm not allowed to fight the bus driver. It's just insane. He's the forbidden fruit in my life right now. I want him so bad, but I can't have him. Yeah, it's crazy. And I didn't realize how many times I had heard it. Just I can't fight the bus driver. Till I was in another city. Like I was just in Cincinnati, Ohio recently, and I rode a public bus. And the bus driver greeted me when I boarded the bus, and I was just like, "Don't talk to me. What is this? This is still a public bus." He's being all nice. And also, this bus driver, he's completely vulnerable. In New York, they do the announcement, but they also keep behind this riot shield of a door, like they're the Pope of the bus. And then they also have an announcement that you can't cage match fight the bus driver. This guy in Cincinnati doesn't know how good he's just driving a big old bus. He's greeting everybody that comes on. And so I'm just sitting back there, and there's like no reminder coming on. So the only thing going through my head was just, oh, I think I could fight the bus driver. Oh, I think it's legal here. Like a win in Rome situation, you know? Now's my chance. It's crazy. I'm from Florida, you know, from the news. That's where I'm from the news. Crazy, yeah. You know it. Florida man through and through. I know, a lot of people in New York, they only know Florida is where old people go to retire. They're just like, yeah, you turn 65, move down to Florida. It's where old people go to retire, but it's also more than that. It's also where young people go to give up. Come on, let's give it its full credit, you know? It's really enticing for me to go home and ride a jet ski. Like, I just want to do that. I want to go fucking give up, you know? People are like, yeah, you turn 65, you move down to Florida. You can also be 35 and just be like, you know what? I'm done with this rat race. I heard about a bar where they race rats. And then you move down to Florida. You bet on the rats, the little ponies, as we call them. Make your money on the little boys. It's great. I love Florida. I grew up in North Florida, which is it's hick as shit, and we were pretty poor growing up, but my dad was resourceful, you know? Like, the people say that all the time. Yeah, we were poor, but we never felt it. That's kind of how I felt. Like, my dad was good with what he had. Like, a good example is he always had a lot of assets wrapped up in camel cash, things like that. That was a rewards program for cigarettes, if you don't remember, folks. It was the original cryptocurrency. It was the first time they tried to start Bitcoin. It was just Marlboro Miles and camel cash and Salem Cents, and then the market crashed. My family lost everything. So invest carefully. But that's what my dad did. He would just pledge himself to his vices, and they all had rewards programs back then, so they would send him sweatshirts and shit. And then he would just use that to clothe his two boys. So he'd just send us to school, and I would just wear that. And like one day, it wasn't a problem until like one day in like the 5th grade, I like finally got sent to the principal's office because I had been wearing a Marlboro jacket to school, you know, for years. And the principal's like, well, Jake, just take that off. And then under it, I had a Budweiser shirt. It got worse. She wasn't ready for that. She wasn't ready for a trashy layered kid, you know? I was like a trashy onion, you know? You just keep peeling back layers and it's like getting trashier. You know, it just becomes a Slim Jim eventually. That's what happened to her. Thought it was gonna get better and it got worse. The weirdest thing I could ever remember him coming home with was one year he redeemed all of his Camel cash for the fiscal year. He just went all in and he got a Camel brand electrical generator. I swear to God, that was in the catalog, and he got it. I don't think Camel thought they were going to have to send those out. That's what I think. I think we got the one from the picture is what happened. I think they were just like, well, we took a picture of something, send it to this guy. I think that's what happened. So we got a Camel brand electrical generator that later got us through a Florida hurricane. Yeah. Like, have you ever smoked so many cigarettes that you save your family? That's what my dad did. He's a white trash hero. He was like the Florida man gods level. God, crazy. Hell yeah. I'll leave you guys with this. I just had the worst interaction with a panhandler I've ever had recently. Like, in New York. I don't know if he's like a homeless guy, but like a guy asking for money. You know, it's in New York, it happens all the time. But this guy, what he was doing Usually, they have like a pitch, they kind of tell you what kind of hardships they're going through, or maybe they have a sign, This guy had streamlined the process. What he was doing is he was just walking up to people and he would just go, "Hey, can I have some money?" That's it. But that's just a polite robbery. That's all that is, People were finding it really easy to be like, "No, you can't have, no, I'm not giving you money." And he was prepared for this because he had a big closer. He would go, "Well, kill yourself," and then move on. He wasn't standing in one place waiting for people to pass. He was going up to everybody. And here's what he was asking every single person and then yelling, "Kill yourself," at them. So everybody knew what they were about to get into. You could see people tense up, and I could see him coming. And he's working his way down the block. Everybody's getting "kill yourself." Like, I can see him coming. And he goes to this group of businessmen who are sitting right in front of me. They're all wearing suits. They're like clearly on their lunch break or something. And he goes up to them and he goes, "Hey guys, can I have some money?" And they're like, "Sorry man, we only have credit cards." He goes, "Well, kill yourself." And then he goes to where I'm saying, doesn't ask me for money, he just goes, "Kill yourself," and walks off. Just starts walking off. And my mind is right. I was like, just like, shit, what is he doing? I was so offended. I didn't even get the first part. Like, what the fuck? I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't earn the first part. And I can't figure it out. And before a couple seconds could pass, but I could see what happens is he turns around, and I could see it all right there in his face. Those are all my answers. He didn't make a judgment call. You could see it. He realized he forgot to ask me for money first. He got into a good "kill yourself" rhythm, and he just dropped it early, and he was like, "Uh-oh." And we're dealing with what is clearly the world's biggest optimist. He's asked every single person, he's dropping it to everybody. And so he decides that he's not finished with me. He turns around and he walks back to me. And I swear to God, he goes, "Hey man, sorry about earlier." Just wipes the slate clean, we start anew. And then he goes, "So can I have some money?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, you know what's coming." And then, oh boy, did he say, "Kill yourself." All right, thank you so much.